for operations prior to that.
Right. Question number 10, the Honourable Nathan Dodd.
Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Agriculture. Does he stand by all his statements and actions?
The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Did the Prime Minister tell him that she wants to receive advice from the Farming Leaders Group for free and not his primary sector council, which costs taxpayers $500,000 a year?
Order. Well, the member will resume his seat. The member will rephrase the question so it relates to the primary question.
Did the Prime Minister tell him that she wants to receive advice from the Farming Leaders Group and not his primary sector council?
Order. The member will resume his seat. The member is going to have one more try to ask a question which relates to the primary question.
Mr. Speaker, is the Minister aware of the fact that the Prime Minister has said to he that she would prefer to receive advice from the Farming Leaders Group rather than his primary sector council?
Well, I'm going to let the Minister answer it, but I will say to the member that even then, strictly, I shouldn't have.
Please, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
No.
When he was referring to cost increases on farmers reported in Rural News on the 21st of August, saying, "Get used to it," what specific advice has he received on these government increased costs?
Mr. Speaker, I have been upfront with farmers all the way through. We have said that we will require higher standards in water around the rural properties, Mr. Speaker, and I'm sure that farmers, just as they have been committed to this for some time, appreciate that they have to reach a higher standard. The swimmable level standard offered by the last government was quite frankly pathetic, and they knew that, and they understand that they've got to spend more money to reach swimmable standards that are truly credible.
Mr. Speaker, in light of that answer, what specific advice has he had from officials that are going to confirm to farmers that there are going to be increased costs from this government?
Mr. Speaker, what I can say is that we are rolling out a program moving from volume to value, and indeed focusing on the values of New Zealand production, Mr. Speaker. We're being honest with the farming sector, saying that we do have to have higher standards of animal welfare, we do have to have higher standards of environmental management, and we do have to pay our workers more so we can attract more people to the primary sectors. That will be an additional cost, but this government's focused on farmers getting more value for what they do now, more returns, not just asking them to do more.
Mr. Speaker, in light of that answer, why can't he be more specific on what these increased costs are likely to be? He has already indicated that farmers can... Order. The Minister...
question,
yes.
Right?
Why can't the Minister be more specific about these increased costs, like he has already alluded to the fact that bringing agriculture into the ETS will cost on average $5,000 per farm? What further advice has he had about these increased costs? He must have had advice.
Order. It is. Member will resume a seat. We had 3 cracks at the first primary, and that one was just wandering all over the paddock. Further supplementary, Nathan Guy.
Mr. Speaker, what specific advice has he had from his officials in terms of numbers, dollars, that farmers can expect his government to see increased costs on their business?
Mr. Speaker, I'm trying to be absolutely honest with him, and I can't predict the costs that the meat companies or the dairy companies may impose upon farmers to meet new standards of assurance. What I can say in regard to climate change is that there are no set figures, but I am using figures off the basis of Lincoln University predictions. There are no decisions on whether to bring agriculture into the ETS, Mr Speaker, but off the figures developed by Lincoln University, they estimated that it could be around 5,000. That's the figure that I've quoted publicly. I'm happy to explain. It's a guesstimate at best, and we're working through the process to be absolutely upfront and honest with all the farmers across New Zealand.
Question number 11, Priyanka Radhakrishnan.
E te māngai o te whare, my question is to